Okay, good morning, everyone. Good morning. Good morning. Can you post something? Can you write something? Let me know that you are here. If you can hear me, there should be a comment section down where you can drop. Uh, yeah, I've noticed that some persons have joined us. Okay, thank you very much. Yeah, please keep the comment coming. We had a glitch this morning, so it's our first day and it's our first session. I'm not perturbed. I'm not perturbed. I know sometimes things like this happen, and I don't think it's gonna happen in the second session. So our speaker is here, and she's actually, thank you. Our speaker is actually at the background, at the back end of the studio, and definitely she's ready, and I'm sure some of us are ready. I'm gonna be bringing her on in few minutes, but I would love to do some um, groundbreaking rules. Okay, first of all, I would love to appreciate every one of you that has taken time to be here this morning, and at the same time, apologies, my sincere apologies from my heart for taking your time. We're supposed to resume or start. This should have started since 9 a.m. But I'm not sure it's gonna happen in the evening session. No, it's gonna happen in the evening session. In the evening session, we're gonna make sure that things work accurately before the time. Before the time. So quickly, I'm gonna just quickly do my own part, which is why this conference. It's tagged Phonics Unlocked Conference. Phonics Unlocked Conference. So excuse me, why the Phonics Unlocked Conference? I'm gonna just give us a hint. Um, my name is Samuel Ifer, and I am called Tom Phonics. Tom Phonics, and I have an academy called the Tom Phonics Academy, and it's an academy where I get to teach. We started from teaching phonics, elocution, English diction, communication skills, and business communication. But over time, we noticed that we can expand. We can actually there is a whole lot of yeah when it comes to communication. So we expanded and we've actually moved into other or diversified into other parts of education. So we do professional development, and we also do corporate skills acquisition and some other niches. But here, we noticed that phonics isn't something that people get to discuss. It's they just added it to any other training they do. But phonics can actually stand on its own. Thereby, we came about this conference, that Phonics Unlock conference, and in this conference, there are over 8 topics we're going to be deliberating on. Number one, the basics of phonics, which we're going to be saying and discussing today. And the speaker is actually at the background and waiting for us. And please, if you're just joining us, you could just drop something, hi, comment, say something in the comment section, just for me to understand or know that you are feeling me and you can hear me. So we're going to be talking about the base of phonics, understanding the alphabet, the sounds of which letters, and the tips and tricks to phonic sounds. Then thereby we'll also talk about syllables and word building. Now that's another topic we're going to be deliberating on: syllables and word building. How to use phonics to break down words into syllables and build new words. It's how to bring on um how to teach syllabus. Yeah, what are the topics that are acquainted or attached to syllabus and how to teach vocabulary. Yeah, we're going to be doing that, talking about that this evening. Then we'll move on to phonics based reading and writing. We also have an instructor and a speaker that's going to hit more on that. That's techniques for improving reading fluency and writing skills using phonics. Then this part I love so much. This part I love so much. Multisensory approaches to phonics, using visual, auditory, and kinesthetic approaches to engage different learning styles. And no other person to actually discuss this than a very good friend of mine, Mr. Victor Ogupekun, who is very good. Yeah, he's an activist. Let me call him that. He's an activist when it has to do with phonics and multisensory approaches. So he's going to be doing justice to that this evening. Then we also move on to phonics and vocabulary development. Phonics and vocabulary development. And here we're going to look at strategies for improving vocabulary by using phonics. By using phonics. Then we're also going to be looking at overcoming phonics difficulties. Overcoming phonics difficulties, which has to do with understanding and addressing common challenges in phonics, such as dyslexia or difficulties with specific sound. And no other person to take this than the dyslexia coach, one of the best in Africa, and that is Miss Blessing. And she'll be here tomorrow to actually break down. And I'll also be learning about dyslexia, dysgraphia, dyscalculia, and all this. Okay, so um, those are actually the eight topics we will be discussing between here today and tomorrow. Today and tomorrow. So quickly, let me just run down these topics again, and let me just say some things about why this conference. Why this conference? Our speaker is already at the back end. Yeah, she's already at the back end, and I'm going to bring it up anytime soon. So, um, if you're ready, please just type in the comment section. We are ready to go. We are ready to go. Type in the comment section. I'm going to be reading. I'm going to be reading your comment. Please. Okay, so now, at the end, I said I'm going to be giving a lot of resources. At the end of this, for those people that actually, I didn't want to say it in the group, for those people that would watch day one, day two, day three, sorry, day one and day two, morning and evening session, and they are very active, we get a certificate. Yeah, we definitely get a certificate free. I'm not dropping it in the group, but it's just one of the surprises and one of the things we're going to be giving, yeah, for participating in this conference. And the certificate will go for free, for free. And the other resources we're going to be giving out between today and tomorrow. But this first session, we're going to be having one of the best speakers in when it comes to phonics, elocution, yes, in Africa. And I think Miss Ruth, are you there? So it's time to bring you up. So in the next about 30 minutes or so, yeah, she's gonna be hitting us on the basics of phonics. And yes, your guy, yeah, Tom Phonics will actually be at the backstage and learning from her too. Okay, so let me bring her up. Hmm. Okay, please, can you hear us? Sorry, we have to change. Okay, so I'm sorry about that. Please, if you can hear me, just say hi on the in the comment section. Our guest is up, and I'm going to be bringing her up now. So, Miss Ruth, I'm sorry about that. So I'm bringing you in now.
Okay, good morning, Mr. Sam. Can you hear me now clearly?
I can I can hear you clearly. Apologies for. Can you hear me?
I can hear you clearly.
Okay, we can hear you now. We can hear you now, and well, it's one of the things when starting up something. So the problem is, I think there was no contingency from my end. So I think that's why we're having all these glitches. But apologies to everyone, my guests, and the participants. So I'm gonna be leaving you all in the hands of Miss Ruth, as she's gonna take us on the basics of phonics. So let's just get this wrap up. And one thing I need you all to understand: I have been a project manager for a while, and when we have glitches like this, and when we have turbulences and issues at the beginning of a project, or I don't get perturbed. I just keep my mind at rest, and because at the end of the day, we'll still get onto it. So, Miss Ruth, are you ready?
I am ready.
Okay, so
I am.
I'm leaving you to the hands of all our participants. So I'll be at the
Okay,
backstage.
all right. So, good morning to everyone. Sorry for the glitches once again. It's time for us to start the program. And today, I will be taking you on the basics of phonics. Mr. Sam has already introduced me to you. I am Ruth Ekiko, and I am an elocutionist. People know as diction coach. So you can either call me a diction coach or call me an elocutionist. Either one, you'd be correct. So today we'll be talking about the basics of phonics, understanding the alphabet and the sounds of the letters. There are so many things about English, and sometimes it can get really confusing, but it won't be confusing if you can understand certain rudiments of phonics, such as the alphabet and your letters, the sounds that the letters produce. So, in today's webinar, or this session, I will be talking about the meaning of alphabets, meaning of letters, the uses of the letters and the sounds, the rules of phonics or pronunciation, whichever one you want to use, and then the role of cultural interference when it comes to our understanding of sounds and what you can do about that. So I hope you are as excited as I am about this session. Mr. Sam, can we confirm if you can see my screen from your end?
Okay, can you hear me?
I can hear you. I'm sharing a
Okay,
slide. Can you see it?
yeah, you're yet to bring up the slide. You can try to share it from your end. It's not
I
coming
have.
up
I've
here.
done that already.
Okay, hold on. Let me bring it up.
Thank you so much. All right, so the basics of phonics, understanding the alphabet and the sound each letter makes. Now let's start first by talking about the alphabet. The alphabet is a set of letters or symbols that is used to represent a basic set of speech sounds of a particular language. Okay, so each language has its alphabet. We have the English alphabet, we have the Chinese alphabet, we have the Greek alphabet. Yorubas have their alphabet, okay? The Ibibios have certain alphabet they use to represent their sounds. So that's just what alphabets are. Now, most times I ask people, how many alphabets do we have in English language? And you hear them saying we have 26 alphabets. Is that what you also say? Well, the truth is, we don't have 26 alphabets. What we have is one English alphabet that consists of 26 letters. To make it easier to understand, let's say that you are going into a school and then you ask the principal or the head teacher, how many arms of primary three do you have? And the person would say, oh, I have just one arm of primary three, but we have 26 pupils in primary three. Same thing applies here. So there is only one alphabet, one English alphabet, and then 26 letters of the English alphabet. Now, these 26 letters give rise to sounds, and we'll be talking about some of those sounds today. We can't take everything, okay? So there are some certain sounds that I will talk about in today's session. Now we talk about letters, letters, letters. What exactly are letters? They are written or printed symbols that represent sounds used in speech. So we have in English, we have the 26 letters from A to Z, or the Americans would say Z. So we have A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. Those are the 26 letters. Now, those letters have their own unique name, which is represented using the IPA, that is the International Phonetic Alphabet. Now, these letters produce 44 phonemes or 44 speech sounds. You know about the speech sounds. All through your schooling, you've heard about vowels, you've heard about vowel sounds, you've heard about consonants and consonant sounds. So the letters, the 26 letters, are divided into some vowels, some consonants. Now, those vowels and those consonants produce a total of 44 speech sounds. Don't worry, we'll talk about the breakdown much later. Okay? Now, talking about the vowels, there are 5 vowel letters. Again, I ask people, what would you say the 5 vowel letters are? From your end, give me an answer. Did you say A, E, I, O, U? Well, if you said that, you were wrong. But if you said A, E, I, O, and U, then you are correct. So we don't have letter A or letter E, letter E. No, those are sounds. They are not letters. So the 5 vowel letters out of the 26 letters of the alphabet is or are A, E, I, O, and U. Now, these 5 vowel letters produce 20 different sounds. The 5 vowel letters produce 20 different sounds, which are subdivided into monophthongs and the diphthongs. 12 monophthongs, 8 diphthongs, okay? And all of this make up the 20 vowel sounds. Now, vowels can be really tricky. They can be really tricky. And the thing is that all of the things we say, whenever we're speaking, even if it's just one syllable, it must contain a vowel. It could be a vowel sound or a vowel letter, but vowels play an important part in our pronunciations of words. And we'll look at some of the vowel sounds today. Now let's talk about the consonants. Remember I said that we have the letters divided into the 5 vowel letters, and then we also have the 21 consonant letters. So if you take 5 vowel letters plus 21 consonant letters, you would have your 26 letters of the English alphabet. Now, your 21 consonant letters start from your B, C, D, F, G, H, J, K, L, M, N, P, Q, R, S, T, V, W, X, Y, and Z. Those are your 21 letters. Now, these letters produce 24 different sounds. These letters produce 24 different sounds. And those sounds can be called, divided into either voiced or voiceless, or some people would say hard and soft sounds. So don't let all of these divisions and divisions confuse you. It's quite simple. We have one alphabet. This one alphabet consists of 26 letters. Out of the 26 letters, we have 5 vowel letters, and we have those 5 vowel letters giving birth to 20 vowel sounds. On the other hand, we have out of the 26 letters of the English alphabet, 21 consonant letters that give birth or give rise to 24 consonant sounds. Now, it can be really tiring sometimes to know which sound to use in which word and all of that. It can make your pronunciation quite difficult. I know, I've been there before, and sometimes it still hooks me. So I understand when you are like, how do we get to know which sound would work for which word? Now, the easiest way to know this is to follow the rules. So English language has lots of rules. Believe me, when I say lots, I mean lots of rules when it comes to your sounds. But today I won't be taking all of them. I'll just be taking a few of them. First of all, as I've said before, every syllable in every word must have a vowel. We know what a syllable is. The smallest part of a sense of a word, or the smallest divisible unit of a word, that's a syllable. Let me give you a word first. Let's say we're taking the word table. Now in table, we have 2 syllables, the te and the bull. Now if you noticed, both divisions have a vowel. In te, we have letter A, and in bull, we have the silent E. So all words, no matter how long the syllable is or how short it is, it must have a vowel. Now you may be thinking, what about a word like fry or try or cry? Those words are made up of only consonant letters. Well, even though they're made up of consonant letters, there is a letter there that is producing a vowel sound, and that is letter Y. Why is letter Y doing that? We'll talk about that much later in this session, okay? But it's just to show you that no matter how the letters are, no matter how the letters are arranged in the word or how the syllables are broken down, there must be either a vowel letter or a vowel sound, because we can't produce a word, we can't pronounce a word without either a vowel letter or a vowel sound. And let's talk about the next point, letter G. We know that letter G makes the sound G, and it also makes the sound J. And you may be wondering, when do I get to know when to use J or G for letter G? There is a rule. Now, whenever letter G is followed by letters E, I, or Y, it will usually take the soft J sound, which is J. We have it in words like gym, in words like gist, or generator. If you have other words, feel free to just comment under the comment section, okay? Just type them in there and I will go through them. So in words where we have letter E, I, or Y following letter G, it will make the sound j. But there are some exceptions to this rule. As much as we have rules, we also have exceptions. And there are some exceptions, but the exceptions will not be as much as what will usually occur. Now, what's the exception here? In a word where we have, let's say, gifts or gig or forgive or give, in those words, the letter G has broken the rule. It said, no, I'm not going to sound J in this particular word. I want to sound G. And in those words, it is making the sound G. But in other words, whenever the G is followed by the E, I, or Y, as in germ, gist, or gymnastics, you would have it making the sound J. Now let's go to the hard sound, the G sound, G. Whenever letter G is followed by letter O, letter A, or letter U, it will make the hard G sound. Can you think of words? We have the word goat, we have the word game, we have the word guy, okay, or guilt. In those words, letter G is making the hard G sound. The next one, when a syllable ends in a consonant and has only one vowel, that vowel is usually short. What do I mean? Think of any word that ends with a consonant and has only one vowel. Most times they are monosyllabic words. We have the word fat, we have the word sit, we have the word luck. Okay, so in fact, the only vowel letter there is letter A, and it's making the short sound A. In the word sit, the only vowel there is the short I sound. It's letter I, and it's making the short I sound I. So you say sit. And then in luck, Luck, the only vowel letter there is letter U, making the short U sound So you say luck. So fat, sit, luck. Think of any other word. When it ends with the consonant and has only one vowel, that vowel will mostly be a short sound. Now, in phonics, there's something we call the silent E. And we use it most times to help our children get to identify words that has the long sound with the silent E. Okay? Silent E, it occurs when we have that letter at the end of a word. Now, you can think of your own words. We can have words like fine, Fine. We have words like smile, okay? We have words like plain. In those words, because there is a silent E, the vowel in front of that silent E will be a long vowel sound. So in the word smile, we see that letter E at the end is silent. And then the I, instead of taking the short I sound, will take the long I sound. And we pronounce the word as smile and not smile. Something applies to fine and not fin. So just know that when you see a word that has a vowel and ends with the E, the vowel will most likely be a long sound. The next one. When two consonants are joined together and form a new word, or a new sound rather, they are called consonant digraphs. And we have lots of consonant digraphs. We have the CH, we have the WH, we have the TH, okay? Those letters together will form one sound in different words. Let's take the CH for instance. We have CH together forming the sound ch, as in chocolate or church. We also have CH together making the sound k, as in choir, archaeology, or chemical. And we have the CH together, forming the sound sh, as in chef, or champagne, okay, or chauffeur, chandelier. So when those two consonants bond together or join together, they form a new sound and they're called consonant digraphs. The same thing applies to th that can sound the in some words, can also sound s in some words. Words like father, it makes the sound the, and words like Ruth, it makes the sound th. Okay, the list goes on. We have the WH, we have other consonant digraphs. So you can make your own research to find out the other one that I've not mentioned in this session. And let's talk about letter C. Letter C in isolation can make more than two sounds, but in today's session, I'll talk about just two. We have letter C, making the sound S, mostly when it is followed by letter E, letter I, or letter Y. So when you see letter C closely followed by E, I, or Y, it's going to make the soft sound S. Can you think of words? For E, we can have a word like cell, C-E-L-L, or ceiling. For I, what word comes to mind? We have the word imbecile. So in imbecile, that word or that C is sounding S because it's closely followed by the I. We also have the word cysts, C-Y-S-T. In that word, the C is sounding S because it's followed by a Y. So whenever you see letter C followed by E, I, or Y, it will usually take the sound S. Now, there are other ones like letters G and K always being silent before letter N at the beginning of a word. So when you just see G and N together, know that the G is useless. It's just there. It's just there for number's sake. It's silent. It doesn't make any sound. We have words like nor. Okay. Sorry, for G, we have words like not. Yes, nor too. So in those words, that's G-N-A-W, the G will be silent. Now for letter K, when it's also followed by letter N, the K rather, will also be silent. Think of the words know, knowledge, knife, knee. We have many words, okay, where the K is silent before the N. So whenever you see G before the N, know that the G is silent. Whenever you see K before the N, know that the K will be silent. Now, remember what I said before I started this, or while I was starting the session, that in a word like CRY, the Y makes a vowel sound. Why? That's because letter Y is both a consonant and a vowel. So when letter Y is in the beginning of the word, the initial position in the word, it will make the consonant sound Y. We have it in yellow, we have it in yacht, we have it in yo-yo, yes, okay? In those words, yam, think about the Y words at the beginning point. It will make the sound Y. But when Y is found at the end of a word and sometimes in the middle of the word, it changes and takes a vowel sound. In the word tyranny, Tyrannny, the two Y's in that word they're both making different vowel sounds. We have it making I in T and E in the last part. So we have tyranny. All right. In the word cry, we have letter Y sounding I. In the word fry, we have it sounding I as well. In the word daddy or mommy, Letter Y is sounding E. So letter Y can function as both a consonant and a vowel. Now you need to know that there are always exceptions to the rules. I think I've mentioned this before. There are exceptions to the rules. English language can be confusing. I know. It can be really confusing, but it's easier if you want to check out the exceptions and then just know that these are the few exceptions because the other ones will always follow the rule. So we won't always have exceptions. There are times we have exceptions, and there are times when the rule will be followed. And then there are other words that just don't have a rule. So for those words, what you need to do is practice, master those words, keep packing them into your brain in the hopes that you will get to remember eventually. So the more you practice those words, the more you make your own research and practice those words, the more you get better when it comes to the pronunciation of those words and understanding the sounds in those words. Now the next thing we want to talk about is cultural interference. It plays a part in our understanding of the English sounds. I'm going to take some of the parts of Nigeria, the languages that can affect the way we articulate our sounds. The Yorubas, for instance, they have what we call the H factor, okay? And you would hear someone, not everyone, just some of them, saying words like orange instead of orange. If they want to pronounce ALL, you hear some of them saying hall. So all of you gathered here instead of all of you. So what happens is where there is a H, they take out the H. In words like house, you hear them saying house. In words like head, they'll say ed. In words like hair, they'll say air. Okay? Now, where that H should not be is where they'll add the H. As I said, in orange, in all of you, in think of it. There are many words like that. So when it comes to the Yorubas, that particular challenge can make it difficult for them to understand the English sound. And why it's a challenge is because they don't have that sound in their own sounds, their own cultural or native language sounds. And let's go to the Akwa Ibomite. It's peculiar for different parts of Akwa Ibom. Some Akwa Ibomites have the issue with the v and f, and they mix it. So you hear things like, I want to go to the van, or turn on the van, instead of turn on the fan. Okay? And then we have the part of Akwa Ibom that mixes the L and the R, and instead of saying, he is my brother, you hear them saying something like, he is my blooder. It happens. The Igbos have theirs, the houses have theirs, and all of these things can affect our understanding of the English sound. So if you are a person that is going through this challenge, what can you do? Does it mean that you can't speak English language correctly? No, you absolutely can. And one way you can is by following the rules. Make your research, keep learning. Learning never ends when it comes to English. You will always have something new to talk about. You always have something new to learn. So keep learning and practicing those rules. Of course, you'll make mistakes. It's easy to make mistakes. I am here in Lagos. I am an Akwa Ibomite, okay? And I came to Lagos recently. Now, I still have issues with articulating some of the Yoruba sounds because I make the sound the English way, which is totally wrong. If I want to say something like ekbe, I hope that's how it's said. I may be saying ekbe. And what's happening there is that I'm even using my Ibibio sounds for the Yoruba sounds. And it gets confusing because there are many times that a bus conductor would laugh at me because they know that obviously I am not from here, so I don't even know how to pronounce it. But I am practicing. And the more you practice, the more you get better. The more I practice, the more I get better. So these issues with sounds is not just with the English sounds. It happens with all the sounds. And as with all the sounds, the easiest way for you to get better is to learn the rules and practice. Ask the questions. Don't be shy about asking questions. English is not your language, as we always say. But as long as we are using it to speak, we're using it in all our conversations. Even when we're typing, we type in English. So you have to learn the rules. It's not so difficult. We know we have so many rules. We know we have so many peculiarities when it comes to English, but it's something that people are doing and it can be done. So keep practicing. And let me take you back to all we've talked about today. Letters and sounds are different. Letters are used for spelling. Sounds are used for speaking or for pronunciation. So the fact that you see letter A sounding ah in apple does not mean that it's going to sound ah in swallow, or that it's going to sound ah in aeroplane or in table. So what is happening there is that letter A has its own sounds that it represents. So you need to know those sounds to aid your pronunciation and to help you better understand the English language. And if you are a phonics teacher, it's very important for you to know this. The fact that we have E and we have I doesn't mean that both words or both sounds should be said the same way. They would have slight differences, but they are not articulated the same way. We have SIT for sit and we have SEAT for seat. So understanding the rules of phonics, understanding the rules of pronunciation will help you get better when it comes to that. So know this. Your letters are only for spelling. You want to spell Ruth, we have RUTH. But letter R in that word is sounding R. Letter U in that word is sounding oo. Then the T and H together is a digraph sounding S, and you have the word Ruth. So you use your sounds to speak. You use your letters to spell. There is nothing like 26 letter or 26 English alphabets. No. What we have is one English alphabet and 26 letters of the English alphabet. Don't forget the illustration I used about primary 3 and the pupils in primary 3. Now, out of these 26 letters, we have the 5 vowel letters, that's the A, E, I, O, and U, and we also have the 21 consonant letters, and these letters together produce 44 speech sounds. Again, cultural interference can be a challenge, but you are not alone in the struggle. And with learning and practicing, you will get better. And finally, please take note that learning never ends. For English language, believe me, it never ends. So you need to keep practicing. You need to be consistent. You need to be deliberate, intentional about practicing, and eventually, gradually, you will get it. And you would finally get to understand the basics of phonics. You'd finally get to understand your letters, the sounds they make, and how you can use those sounds judiciously in the words you are pronouncing. That'll be it from me for today. Thank you so much for listening. If you have any questions, kindly let us know. Thank you. Mr. Sam, I am done.
Bring myself up. Okay. Very well. I was actually enjoying myself and trying to get some note. Yeah, do some note for myself. Thank you very much. I know I've been in this feed for the past 16 years, and you took me back to the basics because I've actually read a whole lot of stuff when it comes to phonics, elocution, communication. So the basics are just like they're at the back end of my head or my mind. So thank you, Miss Ruth. Thank you so much. So in the next 5 minutes before you go, actually, I wanted all questions at the end, toward the end. Let's just say day two, but I'm just gonna go through some comment here. Uh, Miss Ruth, are you here?
I am here. I can hear you.
Okay, so someone says that I am always confused with the sounds, and I'm sure, Abigail, you didn't understand Miss Ruth. Now, when you're putting slashes with EA and EAR, how do we know what you're talking about? Is it sound or you are confused with the letters? So, if you can hear me, try rephrasing your question, Abigail. EA, from what Miss Ruth actually taught today, I don't think EA and EAR are sounds. I learned today, so I don't think they are sounds. So I think when you rephrase your question, I'm gonna ask her again. Okay, you still came out to say words you can easily identify. Sometimes one is confused. Having two words with ear like deer, which are ear sound, and some words with ear in them as in EA sound. Okay, I get it. I get it. So, Miss Ruth, in 2 minutes, can you just break down when we talk about EA words, EAR, and AIR, especially vowel number 18 and 19, which are air and no, yes, the one with the EAR and the one with the AIR. It's not my class, so it's your class. So I think that's where she's having issues because she says she most times confuses herself when she wants to say DEAR and WEAR. Remember the two sounds? You should understand what I'm talking about. DAR and WEAR. So can you just shed more light or shed light on that?
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Sam, for bringing up that question. So remember, and I hope the person that asked the question is listening to this. In my divisions of the vowels, I mentioned that we have the monophthongs and we have the diphthongs. Now, under the diphthongs, let me give you a brief preview of what diphthongs are. Basically, there are two monophthongs coming together to make one sound. So, in the sound ear, we most times will have the EAR making that sound in some words, not in all words. Like in the word dear, that's
Hello, Miss Ruth. I think we have lost you. We can't hear you. I don't think you are on mute, but we just can't hear you. We still can't hear you. It's just like a spirit just came and seized your voice. Can you hear me?
Can you hear me? Okay, please. Okay, so while Miss Ruth is working on a sound, okay, okay, she coming up.
Mm.
Okay, Miss Ruth, yeah, we can hear you now. We can hear you. We can hear you
Can you hear me now?
loud and clear.
Okay. Okay. Sorry about that. I don't know what happened, but I'm back. So I was saying that we have diphthongs, and the sound ear and air falls under the diphthongs. Now we have some words where we have the diphthongs like the ear sound like beer, okay, or tear. We have some words like that. We also have also we have the air sound as in bear or share or dare. Now, as I said earlier, there are some of these words that do not have rules. Some of them just don't have rules. So the best thing for you to do is to learn. That's where the learning comes in. So you now have to use maybe a mobile dictionary to see which words makes the ear sound and which makes the air sound. When can you use both sounds in different words? And it will be easier for you to get to know it that way because they don't have a concise rule that they are following. Mr. Sam, did you get that?
Loud and clear. Okay, thank you very much. Yeah, thank you very much. Okay, I don't know, Miss Ruth, can you actually see the comment section from your end?
Let me check. I would have to go to the group and get the link. I can't see it from here. So,
Okay, okay. Sorry, because you're a guest.
oh, I can.
Okay, well,
I can. I can.
you should, you should. Okay, so Abigail, don't be confused. Receive knowledge because this is also an impartation class. Receive knowledge. Okay. Now, don't be confused. Like what Miss Ruth said, we have the letters and sound are quite different. In fact, we have two systems of English. We have the alphabet and we have the sound system. So these are two systems. Okay. So know these are their two systems. What you've been brainwashed or what you've been taught is just the first system, which is the alphabet system. Okay. And the alphabet system, like what Miss Ruth said, is just one alphabet and one sound system, and you only have 26 letters. Am I correct? Is it 26, 36, 21, 24? Yeah, 26 letters. Like I said, I'm getting old at this thing. Okay, 26
You're
letters, just
truly
20,
getting old.
26 letters. Do not forget 20. Abigail, it's like you are the center of this discussion, but listen, 26 letters. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. You know the A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, L, M, N, O, P. Those are letters. And there are 26 of them. Miss Ruth actually said they are only used for spelling and writing. So you don't use letters for pronunciation. The other part, which is the sound system, is the one you use where you have that thing you wrote slashes, you know, the dash. Now that those ones are 44. 4 4 4 4 4 4. Yeah, 44. Now those ones are basically used for speaking and pronunciation. Okay, so you need to learn, like she said, in almost all our slides, learn the English sounds. Learn the English sound. No, that's where you need maybe a coach, and you can see our Facebook page there. For me, I don't talk about phonics on my page more. I don't talk about sounds rather. So she talks about sounds on her page, so you can actually follow her up and get to learn more about sounds. And that's the first rule of engagement when you want to become an expert at teaching phonics. Rule number one: learn the sounds, the English sounds. Learn the English sounds. So thank you very much. Kende says, I have always known 5 vowel sounds and 21 consonant sounds. This is really a thank you, Kende. Trust me, you've not always known the 5 vowels, and you've always known the 5 vowel letters, okay? And the 21 consonant letters. They are letters and they are not sound. So we have from the other first system, which is the alphabet, we have 5 vowel letters. Then the other side, which is the sound system, we have 20 vowel sounds. So take note of the surname. 20 vowel sounds different from 5 vowel letters. 21 consonant sounds different. 21 consonant letters quite different from 24 consonant sounds. Oh, I did that and I got them accurately. I'm good. Okay, thank you, Ms. Ruth. Thank you so much. I think we had people stayed up from now till the end of today, and like I said earlier on, that I'm going to be watching out for active viewers. And at the end of this, I'm not going to drop in the group. So we're going to be giving certificates to those. Trust me, it's just supposed to be a webinar, it's supposed to be a presentation, but she actually did more than training instead of presenting the basics. And well, that's actually cool for us. And thank I want to thank you especially. At least people got value. Kende got value. Abigail, yeah, she got value. We have in Yopong, we have. Let me see if I can see those people that joined. Do I have to see them? I can't see them. I want to say thank you to everyone that joined. So please get ready for um this evening session. Please don't worry. We're gonna work on all the glitches before then. So we won't have issues. We're gonna be kicking off from the accurate time, which is 8 p.m. And Mr. Victor will be around by 8 p.m. to talk about multisensory approaches or how to teach phonics to different learning styles. And trust me, you don't want to miss it. And yours truly will come out to talk about syllables and word building and how to teach syllables and word building from primary 1 to SS3. It's gonna be a value-packed evening for all of us. Thank you for everyone that has been with us, and we call it a day for our money session. It's a wow. Thank you, Ms. Rose, and please go back
You're
to your
welcome.
engagement. Yeah, thank you very much. I'll see you at the back end. So,
Okay.
bye, everyone.
Bye, everyone.